everybody. Unlike any other years where we used to see each other in a college campus physically and in person, this time we are doing it remote, and technology on one hand helping, but definitely at times giving us some trouble. And we saw that muting and unmuting a minute ago. But I believe and assume everybody is doing well, safe and sound. So thank you, and wish you all the students best of luck who are participating. Um, my name is Rishi. I have been in Walmart from last close to 2 years, working as a senior manager. I have a couple of more colleagues who are participating from Walmart side. We have been engaging campus, and so far it's been a great success. I would like to introduce Satyanarayan GVV, who is another engagement lead, and we too work with campus. Hey, Satya.
Hey, hi, thanks, Rishi. Good. So I have been in the Walmart for a little longer than Rishi. So maybe I'm completing about 4 years now, and I have visited campus of IIIT Allahabad a couple of times already as part of the hiring events, right? But this time, as Rishi said, yeah. So it's unfortunate that we're not able to meet you all in person, but I'm glad technology is helping us to run the events just like before. And I definitely wish you all the best for all your curriculum and also the hackathon and that's running around the world. So good. I won't take much time. So let's go to the session and let's hear what Sapna has to say. So, do you want to tell about?
Yeah, definitely. So, guys, I'm very excited to have Sapna with us, who is going to talk to you. She has amazing experience of around 20 years in this IT industry. She is amazing leader and techie as well as entrepreneur. I've been working with her closely and learned quite a lot. I'm sure this session is going to be very insightful for you. Will not take much of time and hand over to Sapna. Sapna, over to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Rishi and Satya. Hello, students. It's really nice to be here and to talk to all of you. First of all, I want to thank you all for the great participation. So we can start. I'd like to first share some slides and talk through them. Unfortunately, Rishi, I'm getting a host disabled attendee screen sharing.
Same with me.
So
Shaurya. Hey, Shaurya, can you help us out, please? We want to share the deck for this discussion.
So anyway, while he's getting started and sharing, I'd like to just hear from the audience. How has your experience been? Are you all excited? Looking forward to this? Does anyone want to volunteer and share the experience? Anjali Sahu, do you want to share what your experience is? Is it that they can't unmute themselves?
Yes, ma'am. We did that to avoid any unnecessary noise.
I see. Okay. Okay, you can even chat. Chat isn't allowed, right?
Yes, ma'am. Chat is allowed. And ma'am, if you could just check again, I have given you the permission to host, share your screen.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
No issue.
Okay, I'm just going to go to presentation mode. Okay, so again, I'd like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to all of you. And I'd like to present Walmart to you. As you know, Walmart is the #1 company, especially in retail. We like to think that we are the technology team that's defining the future of retail and helping Walmart get there, right? So I'd like to just play you a little video here, which will talks a little about Walmart.
Over 50 years ago, Sam Walton had an idea.
Can you hear the audio?
He wanted to serve people in small towns by providing access to quality.
Yes, ma'am, the audio is it is audible.
So he
If
started
you
a
could just
business
increase the
that
volume a
grounded
bit, it
in
would be
simple
really nice.
values, putting customers first, respecting and partnering with one another as associates, striving for excellence, and doing it all with integrity. These ideas changed the retail business. People loved saving money on their everyday needs, and Walmart's business grew. We continued to embrace new ideas. We built the supercenter concept and grew a food business. We started a membership warehouse club. We expanded to other countries. We embraced sustainability and our role in the world. Some ideas didn't work out, but we learned from them. We kept on saving people money, staying true to our values, and we grew and grew. But then shopping changed again. E-commerce became a big part of people's lives, and we were slow to adapt. We were appropriately focused on our stores, and we made some flawed assumptions. We were slow to realize that the things we could see at the time were changing quickly and in big ways. The internet of the 2000s isn't what we see today. As mobile's taken hold, as innovation gets layered on innovation, and as data, analytics, and technology enable entirely new business models. The way that retailers serve customers, grow sales, and deliver a return for shareholders is changing, which presents a great opportunity for us. In addition, and in our favor, the future of shopping is not just about e-commerce, and it's not just about stores. It's about blending the two to be there when, where, and how customers want to shop. We like our position. We, the associates of Walmart, have a lot of collective knowledge, experience, and passion to serve others. We have stores and clubs close to customers, and they're supported by a strong, resilient logistics team and supply chain. It takes a lot of time and money to replicate what we already have, especially a fresh and perishable food offer at EDLP prices so close to 90% of Americans. So what's our plan to win? Our strategy starts with a clear commitment to our customers. We'll make every day easier for busy families. Our strategy builds on our strengths, our stores, our low prices, our people, and our scale. And it's actually pretty simple. We'll run great stores, we'll build and run a great e-commerce business, and we'll put them together in ways that delight customers. Let's break that down. Running great stores means clean, fast, friendly experience for all of them every time. People love to see and touch merchandise. Our focus on great items and strong merchandising is key in every area, but we're especially focused on fresh and perishable food, apparel, and seasonal. We're making investments in our people, in remodels, and in our technology to ensure our stores are easy, fast, friendly, and fun to shop. We'll continue to make the customer and associate experience more digital to remove friction and drive sales. Building a great e-commerce business means significantly improving our offer today. We need to drive repeat users with an awesome experience on our websites and apps. We need to improve our search experience and make the site faster. We need more assortment because that's what our customers require. We'll do it with first-party inventory we own and with a marketplace of third-party sellers. We'll make acquisitions to drive speed and differentiation of our assortment. Making these things happen will take investment and time, so we need to move fast. Our advantage is in how we bring all this together. Digital is the connective bridge between stores and e-commerce that puts the customer in the center. And customers who shop with us both in store and online spend about twice as much in total, and they spend more in our stores. A customer might have something shipped to their home and return it to a store. They might order groceries online to pick it up on the way home. Our stores become fulfillment centers for pickup or delivery. Our experience in grocery becomes another competitive advantage, and the customer only sees one Walmart. Now, there's one last thing. Let's not only win by buying and selling merchandise, let's create value in new ways. Our competitors are building new revenue and profit streams, and that means they're willing to make less money buying and selling merchandise. It's a new take on margin mix. It's not only the mix of the categories, but it includes a mix of income from marketplace, fulfillment services, retail applications, the cloud, membership income, and advertising. There's a world of opportunities out there, mainly driven by data. We need to learn to monetize Walmart, our services, our interactions, our assets with fresh eyes. So we have the right values, assets, and strategy to win. But the history of retail is full of companies that grow big and then gradually unwind. And this challenge is unlike any we've ever faced before. All of us need to understand how we're going to win, why we're making some of the choices and trade-offs, and what each of us needs to do to contribute. So how should you be thinking about what this means for you and your role? First, be willing to work in new ways. Be curious, ask questions, and generate new ideas. Second, move with speed. Get it done yesterday, not next week. Third, be disciplined as we go. Let's watch our expenses so we can free up resources to invest. Finally, embrace your role in the bigger strategy. This is a total company effort. We all have a role to play. This company was built on a great idea and a willingness to disrupt the industry. Now we get to do it again. We can do this, and it's going to be fun. Let's get after it and make Sam proud. Thank you.
So that was a small video to kind of talk about how over 50 years you can see that Walmart has remained number one. And it's remained number one by riding all of the different kind of transitions that happen in the world, right? So if you see, where, as Doug was explaining, the first 50 years they built all these super centers. It was more about building these great stores, large stores with, fantastic services. But as the digital took over, now we're fully focused on transforming digitally, right? Having that seamless experience between stores and e-commerce and what is popularly called omni-channel, right? So that is the primary experience, and all of that is enabled by technology. And technology is what Walmart Global Tech is doing, right? This is what is powering the digital transformation and the omni-channel experience. Okay, so in Walmart, there are four things that they focus on to stay number one, right? One is, as Doug was talking about, EDLP, which is everyday low price. Now, to have that price leadership and to have the lowest price, there's a lot of technology, there's a lot of competitive intelligence that goes into staying the leader in that area, right? Similarly, assortment really refers to like what kind of items or products will be carried in different stores, and based on the geography of that store, the kind of people living in that area, the kind of assortment in that store also needs to change, right? Again, technology enables this kind of work that we do, and we have teams here in India working on all of this. Access, right? Like anywhere, anytime. And that's where the omni channel comes in. Especially whether if you're close to the store, you can walk in. If you're unable to go to the store, you can always order from the online online site, or you can do it via your mobile app. And then of course the seamless experience, right? The how easy it is for you to go into the store, pick stuff up and check out. Like, you even have self checkout. And how the associates in the stores treat you, right? Altogether, these are even the associate digital experience. What is the technologies that allow the Walmart associates to make selling to you easy and clean, is all driven by technology. Of course, Sam Walton is our founder, and Doug Macmillan is right now the CEO of Walmart. Right, we've got a global footprint. We're in 27 different countries, and as of now, we have a global annual sales of $524 billion. Right, as you can see from the numbers at the bottom of the screen, that obviously Walmart is very focused on sustainability. Some annotation on the screen that someone's put up. I'd like to just take a little bit of time, because right now, this COVID-19 has really been like a black swan experience for all of us, right? It's been this huge transformation that the world has seen, that we've all had to go through. We're still going through, right? How did Walmart engage with our customers, and what did we do to make their lives easier, right? Some of the things that we've done, for example, is like there's a lot of CSR that we've done, which is the corporate social responsibilities, where we've helped our customers, we've helped we've contributed and donated to different governments. And also as a business, right, Walmart, we really had to pivot, because for us our strong point is the stores and making sales at the stores, right? And some of the statistics is that within every American lives within 10 miles of a Walmart, right? So being close, accessibility to the store and going there and buying is one of the key features of Walmart. And now because of the pandemic, that is something that was now no longer available, right? And all of you all might have seen on the news about the lack of toilet paper in America and everyone running to overstock it, and therefore us having supply and our shelves becoming empty quickly, right? So how do we now make sure that we get these items to our customers in a safe way? This was done again using technology, right? We actually pivoted and built different kind of services where we actually started to deliver to the customer from the store. Usually, if you look at how we work, we have fulfillment centers when you order from online, where the order goes to a fulfillment center and then they ship it out to you. But now what we've had to do because of this is we actually had to now start shipping from the store to the customer, right? So there was a lot of technologies that we had to launch and release within, like solutions we had to launch and release within a couple of months, ever since the lockdown started last March. And that really helped all of our customers. Okay, I'm going to play another video for you where I'm introducing Walmart Global Tech. Again, this is again the technology that powers all of what I just talked about. I'm just going to summarize that video as, the disruption. We're looking to disrupt retail and be the leaders, continue to be the leaders. And I think this what Walmart Global Tech, this video is saying is that it's led by the people, right? The people are the real asset who's making those disruptions. So we've got offices in India, in Bangalore, Chennai, and in Gurugram. In Bangalore and Chennai is where we have our development centers. And all of the global tech work that we do in India is out of these two locations primarily. In Gurugram, mostly it's all about sourcing. I'm going to skip this video. So again, like that video was talking about, right? We're the technology and product center of innovation and excellence for Walmart, right? So all of these, and I'm going to talk to you about some of the technology and innovations that we've done out of IDC the last couple of years, right? A lot of you all, I'm sure, are using data science and, sorry, just give me a second. So a lot of you all must be studying data, and like there's a saying that data is the oil of this new economy, right? So Walmart, the scale at which Walmart runs the kind of stores and customers we have, just to give you an idea, we have around 330 million items in our catalog today, right? And each of those items around 100 or 200,000 items we ingest every day, and these are new items, new SKUs that we ingest every day, right? So it's massive amounts of data that we're talking about. For us to be able to disrupt successfully, right, we have to make this data available to our associates and engineers so that they can innovate, right? How do we then democratize that data, right? How do we make sales data available to an engineer along with what are the different kind of items that are out there, right? How often do we order these items or we replenish? All of this data is available to us. How do you then have a platform that will allow our engineers to be able to access this and then be able to innovate, right? So Element is a platform that allows us to do this. It was totally built out of India here. Again, global integrated fulfillment is one of those products which fuels the omni-channel, right? The fulfillment experience in Walmart. Like whether it is from the stores to the customer's home or from a fulfillment center to the customer, all of it is fueled by the global integrated fulfillment platform that we built out of India. Right. Also last mile delivery, right? Another key aspect. How do we get, especially if you think about all of the groceries, and I think Doug talked about it in his first video, right? How do we keep the groceries fresh, right? And there's a lot of technology. If you think about it a little bit, there's a lot of technology that goes into it, because you just can't have a freezer and put all of the items in it, right? The strawberries are going to get frozen, or the milk is going to become ice. So you really need to have ambient temperatures depending on the kind of items that you're selling. And so Walmart invests hugely in IoT as well as in machine learning and data science technologies to keep our inventory at just the right amount, so that all of the stores has what needs to be sold, and that we order at the right quantities, and what we have we store at these ambient temperatures, right? So that the products are fresh for our customers. Another great thing, and this is something that my team actually works and runs on, is a retail graph, right? It's a knowledge graph for retail. And what it really helps is to help us serve our customers better. For example, we could use retail graph to drive recommendations, right? So we've built out this graph which helps us to identify adjacencies between all of our different items that we have in our catalog. And like I told you, we have some 330 million items, right? Now, when you have all of these adjacencies, somebody is looking for, say, Ben and Jerry ice cream, and maybe it's not available. Our recommendation or our substitution systems can use this graph to be able to say, you know what, Ben and Jerry chocolate may not be available, but we have Breyers on hand. And that is a substitution that we can do, and it helps our customers, right? All of this is driven by machine learning and data science, and we have a graph that actually helps us to do this. To be able to do brand curation, product affinity, all of this is what we do with retail graph. So again, that's a technology that we run in, that we built here in India.
Reducing wastage, minimizing overstocking, and maintaining product availability all the time. Imagine an integrated experience where time is valued and a promise to deliver anytime, anywhere is always kept. Global integrated fulfillment ensures we provide omnichannel deliveries and purchase points on all your e-commerce apps. Place an order online, get it delivered, or pick up your purchase from the nearest store without even stepping in the store. This is smart shopping.
So, in order to fulfill orders, associates need to do few discrete tasks, and the app orchestrates all these activities for associates. So, a personal shopper can select items from the sales flow for multiple customer orders while meeting various conditions. A system can multiple environments, ranging from figuring out what can also run algorithms to figure out the sequence in which items are distributed to minimize the total time taken and the decisions involved, right? So we partner with many crowdsourcing partners so that it's get delivered to the customer and the associates just load the vehicle and post it.
Imagine finding fresh produce every single day and getting all that you need under one roof. Through IoT platform, we make sure our apples never go rotten. Thousands of sensors in each of our stores connected with the IoT platform monitors reactive and predictive maintenance capabilities. Keeps everything fresh and clean and your environment optimal.
So we've got an IoT platform that extracts data from all the sensors in the stores. This is terabytes of data which is actually stored in the cloud, and we build insights on it, help the business save millions of dollars every year using this technology.
Behind such innovations lies the tech talent of India Development Center. Through tech events and meetups, we connect with the brilliant minds to ideate the next part to disrupt the retail space, innovating, ideating, executing. We are forever in the lookout to raise our talent flow. We constantly look out for new and innovative ways to keep our store and e-commerce network ahead of the curve. As our technological capabilities took wings, we were featured in Times of India, Business Standard, and Forbes. We are paving the way to a world of innovation to disrupt the future of retail. This is the place where we save people's money and help them live better.
Pretty cool, huh? To have such technologies, have the opportunity to work on such technologies. So these are all the different areas. I'm going to skip through this slide, but these are all the different areas where our teams make contributions. Right. So I'd like to spend some time talking about the culture, diversity, and inclusion in Walmart. It's a very strong culture that we have here. It's one of inclusion, respect for the individual, and dignity, right? It's very, very key, and it's very strongly ingrained in each one of us. Right? So we have something called the spark of inclusion, and it's not just words on a slide, right? We've got different kind of resource groups that we call, whether it is about We Care, which is for people who are challenged physically, or for Women's Resource Council, which really focus on helping women to become their best, and how best Walmart can leverage them, and how, an ability for women to see all of the different opportunities and network, and be able to get in there and do their best. There's also Pride ARG, which is meant for the LGBT community. We even have new parents, and as a new parent, I know that I was always filled with guilt when I left my child. And when I was with my child, I was always guilty that, oh my God, did I fix that bug? Did I commit that code? Did I not respond to some email? So guilt was a constant factor, and plus family. So you always wonder, are you making the right choices? So these kind of resource groups and councils actually help one to make the choice that's right for you. There's no right answer. It's just what's right for you. You pick the choice that's right for you, right? And Walmart as a company has very good policies, very easy, friendly, and supportive policies for everybody to be able to come to work. And I'd just like to spend some time on the culture and talk about the different aspects of it. Again, customer first always, right? When we're building all our products, when we make technology stack choices, it's always about customer first, right? Open-minded, being inclusive, the ability to listen, active listening, and welcoming diversity in all forms. Again, very, very key focus of the Walmart leadership, right? And collaboration. When I first joined Walmart, which was around 2 years ago, the first thing that I heard from my leader was that if you have to survive in Walmart, you have to build relationships. It's all about relationships. So you've got to collaborate and, come from a position of trust and know that everybody is coming here to do their best, right? Adaptability. We have to be agile and flexible, like the case of the pandemic, right? When we were working on all of those great solutions that they talked about, like the pickup from store, We did not know that this is going to become such a key aspect of our business. We were building it as a nice to have feature that will enable better experience for our customers, right? But when the pandemic hit, we just had to turn around very quickly and really launch all of those solutions. Innovation, I think it's at the heart of Walmart. At least I find it so when I work here, that it's great. All of the leadership is very supportive to taking risks, trying out different stuff, innovating. It's a very they support innovation a lot, and technical excellence, of course. Like, it's very high bar of just interviews to be able to get in, to stay current. And there's a lot of support that you get from our learning and learning department, which actually has a lot of training and upskilling courses that they provide for us to be able to do our jobs better. And I'll tell you, my experience here, every 2 years, our tech stacks are no longer able to support the scale at which we need to do business, right? And all the time we are having to modernize our tech stacks, which means we have to adapt new databases, new message brokers, just to handle the scale at which Walmart works. Again, the great place to work from the perspective of the CSR, which is corporate social responsibility. We get to contribute to the society that we live in. We run a very active back to work program, which really is for all of the women who decided to take a break from work to look after their family, children, whatever reason. It's a great way for them to come back into the workforce. And fun, right? It's a very key aspect of working at Walmart. There are a lot of fun events. I think this is one where we had our Walmart Day, and then there was a program here. There's a lot of we even have Bring Your Pet to Work Day. You know, of course, we have Bring Your Child to Work Day. There's like it's just like a great fun place to work. Yeah, this is one thing I'd like to highlight, that, you know, as the pandemic hit and we couldn't go to work anymore, everybody has started to work from home, right? But some of the people that got hit the biggest from this or affected the most are people we were interviewing remotely, right? They had to come on and start working for Walmart, but they've never come to the office. They've never seen any of their colleagues, right? So it's a very weird experience to go through, but we made it so much more easier for them by these virtual onboarding sessions where we get to meet, learn everything that you would have learned about Walmart if you were sitting in a conference room in Walmart, right? And I think most of the feedback says it was great experience for all of them coming on board, very seamless. We actually ship the laptop to you even before you actually join Walmart, right? So, yeah, very smooth and seamless experience. Okay, so I'm now going to pivot and talk a little bit about the women and the women leadership that's there in Walmart. Yeah, these are some of the examples of women leaders here in Walmart. I'll start with Prashanti. She heads our Chennai Walmart Global Tech office. She helped build that office. It's now a year old, and I think it has more than 1,000 associates there. Prashanti used all of her experience to bring up this team, and they are up and productive in no time. Emma leads our finance. She's head of finance for a company like this to be able to lead all of these programs. Emma is right on top of it. Sunita heads our global corporate affairs, all of the communications, social media, digital campaigns, all of that is led by Sunita and her team. We have Priya Subramani, who is leads product in customer experience. So she works on the whole, let's say, the support experience when a customer who's bought something and would like to return something into Walmart. What is this kind of support experience that they go through, right? How do you make it better and help? Priya leads customer experience. And then we have Raji, who leads the stores engineering. right? And this is just a sample. This is by no means the kind of women leaders we have in our teams. We have a lot more. But Raji is the director of engineering. She leads the store's associate digital experience. So, for example, when associate on the store in the store wants to know where a specific item is, they just have to go to their device that they have their handheld and be able to tell exactly which location, which shelf, which modular the specific item is, and go pick it up, right? She also leads the teams that kind of decide what is the kind of assortment a store will hold. So Raji runs the store's um, technology teams, right? So I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and the kind of experience that I've had. Rishi and Satya have been very kind to put 20 plus here, but I've been working for like 25 years now. You know, when I first started, we had workstations. I actually worked on HP workstations, and Windows was like new, and we were like, oh, what is this fancy UI, right? So anyway, it was like fantastic working then. I started with Hewlett Packard, and I worked on these intelligent networks, which is on PSTN. So I don't even know if you folks will actually relate to it, but we were working on these what was then cool technologies, which would allow a user, a phone user, and I don't mean mobile phones, folks. I mean the old landlines, right? For a user in a telecom company to be able to say that, you know, follow me wherever I go. So like from 9 to 6, I'm going to be in my office. And then from 6 to 7, I'm going to be at the gym. And 7 to 9, I'm going to be at the club. At 9 to whatever, next morning 6, I'm at my home, right? So we actually provided technologies where we could use landlines to create these kind of workflows where there's this follow me feature that a telecom company in Finland was offering their customers, right? Today, nobody even thinks about having technology like that because we've moved on, right? We now have our own mobile phones and we don't need that. So it's a huge technology transition that I have witnessed. After HP, I actually moved to the US. I worked in Oracle for a little bit. I worked on a high availability solution for Oracle databases using SCSI. And then I moved to the US. I used to live in California, and I worked for a startup there, which was providing these hosted data services. Again, very much in the networking space. It's interesting there because I worked on a technology called Anycast, which we actually patented in a product called Hot Route. Right? And what that would do was we looked at Connection, the startup that I worked for, actually had a nationwide network. And so what they would want to do is to be able to, when somebody accesses a network or an application or a website that is hosted with us, we wanted to make sure that it landed on the nearest website as quickly as possible, right? So we were using this technology called Anycast. So all of you all are doing engineering, you know that when there's an IP address, it has to be unique to that particular network, right? What we were saying is we would put the same IP address over different machines, and then we would allow the network routing and look based on load balancing to be able to figure out which is the nearest server that can serve this as quickly as possible based on traffic conditions, based on the geographic locations, right? Where I actually got a patent for that one. Subsequently, I moved to India and I worked for Cisco for 10 years. And in Cisco, I worked on both the network management applications as well as the core service provider routers. So I worked on the operating system that runs on these routers. They're like distributed, scaled systems that actually form the core of any network. So if you have your BSNL or Airtel, anyone who's providing you these services, they have their core and access distribution networks. These are servers routers that sit in the core of each of their networks. Right, so I worked on that operating system. I led teams that worked on that. I also worked on the network management applications for a bit. And then I quit Cisco and I started my own startup along with my husband. We built a product called, which is like a process engine, which allowed us to look at business process execution language and be able to say that how do you leverage
Rishi, I think looks like we're not getting
Yes,
Sapna.
I think Sapna ma'am has lost her connection. So I request all the attendees to please be patient, and we'll continue once she resumes.
Sure, thanks, Shaurya.
No
And
issues.
guys, you have the chat window, so you heard Sapna's presentation so far. So feel free to post your questions there, and we'll try and answer as many as we can.
Yeah, sure. If there are any questions regarding Walmart or Code Queen for that matter, you can post them in the chat box, and we'll love to answer them.
Yes, guys, please do that. In fact, feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question. Rishi and Satya, who are here, are basically the leads from the engineering world, and they can help answer your questions.
Definitely, we'll be more than happy. While people are posting questions, I think, Sonia, I would like to engage folks quick on just building up on what Sapna was talking about. I think some of the things are so true that she touched upon. For example, technology stacks, right? Walmart is in a true sense ocean. It is, I mean, sky is the limit in terms of the transaction, in terms of the data, in terms of the technology. You name it, it's there. I think this is the first company in my career where I didn't find any shortage of learning. I didn't find any shortage of the agility of being such a moment of this size and still able to move so fast. As I'm speaking, I'm working on altogether a new technology stack now. And Sapna was trying to talk about the store system. I'm part of that. We are building altogether a new store system. And guys, we are talking about roughly around 11,700 store worldwide. And if I need to pick one simple use case, think about the technology going behind the curtain and how we are trying to do. We need to make sure that you as a customer, when you are placing an item, right, what you are going to say as in the current situation, that, hey, this I'm browsing. Hey, hi Sapna, I was just making use of your absence. Yeah,
Thank you, Rishi. Sorry about that. I had some network connection issues, and so anyway,
Sure.
I'm back now.
Yeah.
please continue, Sapna.
Yeah. So I was just talking about how, because it's a regulated industry, we actually built a vertical, which is a manufacturing execution system that we built. That we're now trialing in some different pharmacies in India. And as you know, Andhra Pradesh has got a lot of pharmaceutical companies. But anyway, I stepped out of that startup and I came back to work in Walmart. And here I lead around 200 engineers. And we work on setting up the catalog, the overall supplier experience, and the item setup for our customers, right? Like when our suppliers are setting up these items. Also, inventory is something that we work on. So it's a lot of new technology. We work on Java backend, we have front end, we do data science, we have DevOps teams. It's fantastic to be constantly working on new technologies. Of course, there are a lot of challenges, but that's the fun of it, right? I'd like to just talk about some of the learnings that I've had over my long career. Some advice for all of you who are just starting their careers. I think like one of the first things that I would like to say is that you're coming out of college and starting your work, but I think it's more true for you than it is for me that learning never ends, right? You have to constantly keep learning, constantly keep engaged. And you can see companies like Walmart or any of the companies out there, they invest a lot in all of the learning and development programs because first of all, like I said, the associate is key, but you as an individual, it is your responsibility to stay current. Constantly, you have to know what are the new technologies that are out there, figure out ways to learn and try it out, because very soon you will be using it in your job, right? So I'd say that's the number one thing, that don't give up this just because you got out of college does not mean that you stop learning. It's a lifelong exercise, and most companies provide great ways to continue that learning experience, right? So I'd say that that's one of the key things that I would advise all of you on. Second thing is that, like, especially as a woman, right, there's a lot of times when you've got to choose between your family, between your job, right? I always feel it is your decision. It's not your family's decision. It is not like, it's not advice for someone else to give you. It's for you to do what is right for you. And there is no right answer, right? Like I said, I always felt guilty, but I never stopped working, right? Because I really enjoyed my work. It made me feel good to be a contributing member of society. So I used all the help that I can get, right? I invested in tools that automate my house so that I spend less time cleaning and cooking. I invested in help so that, I actually get help from outside to do work that maybe I don't need to do. And I think this world and me is better served by me working on these technologies and contributing to society. So it's really for all of us to make these choices ourselves, right? And there's no right answer to it. You have to do what you think is right for you. That would be the second thing that I would say. And the third thing is that you have to consider yourself as a brand, right? You have to grow your career. Nobody else will do it for you, right? So just because you joined the job does not mean that now the company will start looking after you. You have to look at, hey, these are my interests. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to grow my career. And you've got to stand up and ask, right? This is what you have to build your skills. You have to prove yourself, right? Keep yourself current, but at the same time, don't forget to ask. You have to ask, you have to grow your career, you have to look at how you are positioning yourself in your company, right? Because they need you, you need them, right? So my advice would be to consider yourself as a brand, just like a company invests in a brand, right? They market, they'll make sure that it's a positive image of the brand, of the company that is going out. Similarly, you need to invest in yourself and look after yourself, right? So these are the three advices that I would give all of you. That would be my message to you. I'll stop here and I'll see if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'd like to request all the participants, if you have any questions for the Walmart team or for ma'am, you can drop them in the chat box and we'll answer them.
Yeah, I see there's a question from Bhoj Kumar about advice for first year students. Exactly what Sonia has just said, stay abreast with core technologies.
So if there are any other questions, you can drop them in the chat box. Ma'am, there's a new question from Aman. When starting to learn a new tech, what is the best process to follow?
Yeah, I would say that first is, of course, there's always a lot of material that is available online, right? Start to read up on that material and then practice, right? Write code, like as we say, the first thing to do is a hello world, right? So write the hello world for that particular technology, try it out, and then we see how to apply it, and what are the different scenarios you can apply this different technology, right? A lot of times I find in India that that's one of the things that we miss. We don't look at how do you apply technology to solve real world problems. It's really important, and that's what helps all of us to be innovative as well, right? I'm hoping half of you all will start your own companies, go off and innovate. So it's really important that you learn to see how do you apply tech to solve real world problems.
Yes, ma'am. And maybe we could wait for a couple more minutes. Yeah. So how to choose the right industry? A question from Piyush Agarwal.
I would say, instead of the right, what does right industry mean, right? Are you saying that what gives you the highest salary? I don't know if that's the right way I would look at fashioning my career, right? You could say that, you know what, this is what pays me the most, so I'm going to go there. But I don't know if money is a way to sustain a career over many decades, right? I would actually advise that look at what interests you, and then choose a career that fits your interest.
And we have another question from Suraj. How much priority does Walmart give to innovation?
I would say a lot, like 70%. In every different area, I think that the most important thing is to innovate, right? Even in like everyday tasks, like I'll tell you, just because of, and I'll give you a real world example, right? Because of the scale at which we have to do stuff, right? When we deploy a microservice, we probably deploy it over hundreds of servers, right? Just to meet the scale that we have. Now, Walmart works in a build, operate, and maintain mode, right? Which means the engineers who built that microservice now have to maintain it in production. When they need to upgrade, when they need to deploy, we actually need to go and deploy it on all these different servers, right? Now, how do you do this effectively without causing an impact? You could sit and do it manually, but it's not effective at all, right? There is scope in every area, and automation, the rolling deployments, the canary deployments that LinkedIn and all came up with, which is now open source, right? The blue green deployments, all of these are innovations that came from extremely boring tasks, right? So I think innovation is at the heart of everything, especially when you have to do something at scale. And most of what the world is doing now going forward is all at scale. So innovation is at the heart of it because you have to automate.
Yes, ma'am.
At an opportunity, okay, that's what Piyush is saying.
Yes, ma'am.
My answer doesn't change in that sense, because just because there's a lot of opportunity, let's say at one time, right, before the 2008 crash in investment banking, everybody were running to become investment bankers, right? But that would have been the right opportunity then. But as engineers now, I'd say the biggest opportunity is probably in data science.
Okay. So I guess thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing some time and joining us today. It was an honor to host you. I'd also like to thank the entire Walmart team that had joined us, and for all the participants of Code Queen, as well as all the attendees. If you have any questions, you can drop them on the Discord server, and we'll make sure that they reach the Walmart team. Once again, I'd like to thank the entire team for joining us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Sapna. Thanks, Rishi and Satya. Thank you, Shaurya, for helping manage this whole thing. Hopefully, we were able to get our message right across, with all the participants for the contest. And, like you correctly said, if they have any questions regarding the contest, anything that we can help solve, feel free to drop them by with us. Maybe just collate all the questions and send it to us, and we'll have it sent, the answer sent across to you on email, if that works.
Sure.
And all the very best, guys, for all the participants. I don't know how many of the audience over here are participants, because I thought this is all of them, but I'm not sure if there are other students as well. But wishing everyone all the luck.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thanks, guys, for joining this. Wish you luck for your final and stay safe.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much. Bye bye. So